Alright, now if you've been living under a rock recently or you just don't watch my videos, I recently bought the Nintendo Switch 2. Now me being the Nintendo ride or die that I am, I knew since day one all the way back in January when the console was revealed that I knew I was going to buy this on launch, in which, speaking of which, this is actually the first video game console I've ever gotten on release date, but that's besides the point. I do have a lot of things to say and we'll talk about that in a minute, but so far, it's been pretty good. I wish we had more first-party games on launch besides Mario Kart World, but we are getting Bonanza next month, and I feel like if they made a Nintendo Direct right about now, it would give people more of a reason to buy the Switch 2. But in this video, I'm just going to talk about my thoughts and opinions on the Nintendo Switch 2. At the time I'm recording this video, the Switch 2 has been out for almost a full 10 days, but so far, it's been treating me kind of right. I am kind of dissatisfied though because I wish Nintendo would make more first-party games at launch, but for now, all we have is Mario Kart World. As someone who only wanted to transfer one of their Switch games, I accidentally transferred all of my Switch games, but I can live with that. I feel like if Nintendo had more first-party games on launch, in fact, if they made Mario Kart World launch with Bonanza, that would be pretty cool, but so far, we only have Mario Kart World, and for those of you who paid for Nintendo Switch Online Welcome Tour, you have that too. You also have GameCube coming to Nintendo Switch Online at launch, which obviously Nintendo wanted people to buy the Switch too, which is why they didn't put this on the original Switch. But so far, I can say that I'm pretty satisfied. It looks way bigger than the Switch up close. Like when I tell you that this shit is actually 3 times the size of the original Switch, I actually mean it. The only accessory that I'm missing at the moment is the camera, which, to be honest, I can't even use the C button either because nobody in my friend group owns the Switch 2 yet. But when they do, I don't even think they'll be even comfortable to even use the camera or use game chat. As for the things that have stayed the same from the original Switch, the most obvious one being the home screen itself, which is pretty self-explanatory because I literally have a whole ass video me ranting about it. The link will be in the description, but I'm gonna skip this. The Mii Maker looks pretty much the same, minus a few little tweaks here and there, but some things have stayed the same from the original Switch. I still have to explore the Switch 2 a little bit to find things that have stayed the same, but the only things I can find now are Mii Maker and the home screen. Now, there is a rumor that Nintendo will add themes to the Switch 2 later on, but for now, all we have is basic white and basic black. The same thing that was on the original Switch and the same thing people complained about when the Switch came out. However, the eShop has been changed a little bit. Not only was it improved, they also gave it a massive redesign. In fact, Nintendo put out a video explaining this, but to make it short, Nintendo basically gave you an opportunity to skip your email and password login when entering the eShop, so you'll just log in whenever you tip the icon. Nintendo Switch Online also got a massive redesign since Nintendo GameCube was also added to the app. But other than that, everything about the Switch 2 seems the same for now, which is kind of disappointing because I wanted Nintendo to build this from the ground up instead of it just being an upgraded and improved version of the Switch. But hopefully in the coming months and even years of the Switch 2 being out, Nintendo will add some upgrades or updates or changes and tweaks. To start off slow, Nintendo added a fuck ton of new icons when you're trying to change your profile picture. Some games would be The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Splatoon 3, and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, like I said in my Donkey Kong video, Nintendo put out an update for the Switch a while back, changing the new Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Yoshi, and Donkey Kong icons. Now, like I said in that video, Donkey Kong looks a little different, and after seeing some more pictures of him, I do not like his design at all, but that's besides the point. Other new innovations are obviously mouse mode. Now, I wish Nintendo gave mouse mode more opportunity at launch, probably with Mario Kart World, but it's okay. Now, I do know that Metroid Prime 4 is going to be compatible with mouse mode, and that's kind of a good thing, but I'm not a Metroid guy, so I don't really give a fuck about Metroid Prime 4, but I will pick it up. Another obvious new one is detachable Joy-Cons. Now, when I found out, or when people found out that the Joy-Cons are going to be detachable, they also made memes saying that this was easy to break. Now, I've been using the Switch 2 a lot recently, and it's been fun detaching and attaching the Joy-Cons together, and I can safely say that it does not happen at all. Joy-Cons do not break on the Switch 2. I don't know what people were thinking when they came up with that, but the Joy-Cons are kind of durable, and lately I have not dealt with Joy-Con drift. In fact, I've never dealt with Joy-Con drift in all of my years owning a Nintendo Switch, and I'm thankful for it. Alright, now let's get the most obvious one out of the room, and that is that the Switch 2 obviously launched with the first Mario Kart game in 11 years, which is Mario Kart World. Now, I know there are some Mario Kart games that have come out after Mario Kart 8, like the Switch Sport, Mario Kart Tour, if that even counts or qualifies as a Mario Kart game, because I know some people hate it, and Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, in which I really wanted that when I was younger, but I never got it, and to be honest, it doesn't even look that impressive to begin with. But that's besides the point. Again, Mario Kart World, in my opinion, is definitely worth $80. I kind of see why it couldn't work on the original Switch, because if you look at this map, do you really think some shit like this could work on any one of the Switches? Switch, Switch Lite, or the Switch OLED? No. Mario Kart World has enough for me to come back for a year's supply of content. Well, to be honest, that's kind of a lie, because there's nothing to do after you beat all the cups. They don't even have more, they don't upgrade on anything, but I'm pretty sure Nintendo will put out DLC in the near future. But Mario Kart World is really good. I like the new designs on Mario and Luigi. They look good, all the characters look good. I like unlocking characters and costumes. Rainbow Road is visually the best version of Rainbow Road we've ever seen in a Mario Kart game, and I'm really proud of Nintendo for doing this. Also, Mario Kart World is the perfect game to listen to music to. They have a lot of musical references to older games. I mean, they have references to their most minute games, like Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, the Donkey Kong games, Mario 3D Land, 3D World, Odyssey, Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3. The list goes on and on. It's a perfect game to listen to when you want to listen to music or just vibe to it. In fact, I think I might add a track into this video, but Mario Kart World is definitely worth $80, and in my opinion, game of the year. As for what I would do differently, pretty much everything. I would build it from the ground up and not make it like the Switch. I mean, the home screen is literally fucking identical to the Switch. You can compare them side to side and they look exactly alike. But I would build it from the ground up, make sure it has more personality, and take inspiration from prior Nintendo consoles to make this the best Nintendo console it could be, in which sales-wise, yes, because as I'm recording this video, apparently the Switch 2 has outsold pretty much every single Nintendo console before it, and that is a huge milestone for Nintendo themselves. But other than that, there's a lot of things I would change about the Switch 2, the home screen being one of them, Mii Maker, and I would give fans a lot more games at launch when it comes to first party instead of just Mario Kart World. But overall, I'm satisfied with the Switch 2 so far. I feel like if Nintendo gave us a Nintendo Direct right now and announced more games, that would be cool. I know recently they just announced a new Splatoon game. Donkey Kong Bonanza is coming out next month, and the new Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment game is coming out this winter. We don't know when, but it looks like this year is going to be pretty fine. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. This is Dallas M, signing off.